So my name's Gio. I'm the singer, songwriter of Pyramid Mission. You guys want to chuck your names in?
Yeah, sure. I'm Quentin, and I do drums and production as well. And
I'm Yanni. I do backing vocals and play guitar live and play on the push live and also do production.
you're a chef as well. You're a really good
I'm
chef.
also a chef.
Yeah, we're gonna start cooking.
That always helps.
Someone's got to smoke a cigarette live as well.
Yeah.
So yeah, he's a man of many
so-
talents.
You've got to have one in each band, don't you, guys? Beautiful. Thanks for joining us today, guys.
Cheers.
Thank you. Yeah, cheers.
No worries. So Pyramid Mission are releasing your new single Hex on March the 10th. So firstly, tell us a bit about the song from a musical point of view and what you're going for with it.
Yeah, look, from a musical point of view, I guess it kind of started with like trying to messing with a lot of influences, as many bands do. I could throw a whole laundry list of names at you, but I guess end of the day, man, it was like trying to capture the intensity and the energy you get from like, you know, sort of a lot of like heavier rock, metal, and punk music. But then also trying to sort of bring in a lot of the sounds you get from like the electronic worlds as well, you know, and sort of getting just really like using, I guess, heavy synths and sort of like chopping up and cutting up samples together, running that stuff through guitar amps and just trying to sort of marry all these different musical worlds into some sort of like, you know, modern kind of future music. Digital, you know, something for the digital headbangers.
Yeah.
Digital headbangers, I like that.
Cheers, man.
And lyrically, the song is based on a powerful lucid dream that you had, Gio. So can you go into a bit more detail about that?
Yeah, man. Oh, dude, it was nuts. It's just one of those moments, man, where I just like, I was having this dream, right, where I was lost in a train station. And so I'm in the dream, I'm walking around the station, and I meet this woman who's got this witch-like kind of presence to her. And she's an interesting character. She's kind of guiding me to where I have to go. She's saying, get on this train, go there. But at the same time, she's also trying to keep me stuck in the train station. And I got this like crazy, like conflicted energy from her where it's like, whoa, like she's trying to help me get places, but also trying to sort of keep me here forever. And I kind of woke up in that sort of just like, I don't know, somewhere in the middle of things. You know, dreams are always kind of hazy. And I was in this state where I was like, I was half excited, I was half terrified, but like totally inspired, man. I just wrote all the lyrics for Hex in just a few hours right after that. And I guess the idea of it, man, it's like, I'm sort of thinking about, you know, I'm really into like ancient mythology, and a myth like character you see a lot is the idea of these sort of like supernatural, feminine seductress kind of figures. You know, you got sirens from ancient Greek. That's probably one of the most common ones. They sing these beautiful songs that lead sailors to their doom. And these sort of characters, man, they, you know, they're sort of, that's how they're always presented. They're these sort of alluring but dangerous women that are drawing men to their doom. And after I woke up in this dream, I just had this like feeling that, you know, it was this nuanced kind of thing, you know, like I was sort of seeing that these interpretations of these characters are just sort of like projections of fear of the unknown that we have. And I guess, like I said, I was writing the lyrics all straight away, and it was just ultimately, it was reimagining them as, instead of these sort of scary characters, it's like a call for myself and for others who listen to the song to sort of see the beauty and potential for growth when you experience that kind of stuff. And it's a call to understand that these witch-like characters, they got a deeper nature. They're spiritual guides that, yeah, they draw us into the darkness, but that's only so they can guide us through it, you know? And we just got to be brave enough to see the hidden value that's beyond our fear. And that's Hex in a nutshell, man.
That's pretty full on.
Yeah. Yeah, it was one of those dreams, man. Just, you know, big shit. I'm like, oh, damn it. Like, that's the inspiration, dude. Let's get right and let's get it down on paper.
That's wicked. And the film clip that goes along with it too, it's pretty trippy as well. Like, it's got different faces flashing up on a screen. There's an assortment of other images. So what's going on there?
Well, I guess that's evoking the dreamlike origins of it, you know, like it's a combination of footage of us performing the song live, and it's all different angles of us performing it live just as we did in one take, but it's also like superimposed on sort of all these digital images I made that was trying to sort of recreate the lyrics, and then just some of the sort of imagery that was coming to me and sort of, you know, the dreams that sort of inspired this. So it's kind of like, it's like a, you know, seeing a band in your dreams. And it's just this psychedelic journey through God knows where, you know, that's kind of the whole thing.
If I can actually add one thing to that. So we're all like big nerds, and we're very interested in like artificial intelligence and all these kind of ideas. And when we historically think of ideas like the siren there, a lot of those are kind of like the male projection of like this mysterious feminine figure. And something that's really interesting is that you see with the data sets that are used to train artificial intelligence models is that it is based a lot of the time on like male ideas of beauty that we then are digitally recreating with artificial intelligence. So it's kind of like we've, gone historically from the idea of like, male mythological creations to now those ideas being created by artificial intelligence. And then so we took that idea, and then that actually is where like a lot of those faces are created by artificial intelligence that we then, edited heaps. And it kind of explores that, historical idea and sees how like new dimensions and incarnations of it are being, demonstrated in like, now and even more in the future.
Oh, very cool. And even the single artwork ties into the theme. Like there's a variety of symbols and images on that. So how does that fit in with the story arc?
Oh, well, actually, I made that. I'm very proud of it. So thank you for saying that. I think it looks very cool. Everyone listening to it, you should check it out. You should get it tattooed. It would look really good on you. It's also going to be merch as well. So, if I'm not selling it well enough, it'll make you look even hotter, in person. But basically, yeah, it's literally that same kind of concept. We wanted to, again, playing off the artificial intelligence kind of like theme, I created a bunch of like different depictions of women and then like merged them together. And then wrote some fake code about like facial recognition detection, which is in like the top right. And then some of the other kind of arcane symbols is just kind of like random shit I made on Photoshop. But then, the ones that we see in the top right are kind of like our band's main kind of iconography, which is the idea of the tower, which is reflective of the tower falling in tarot, the pyramid, which you can probably guess, pyramid mission, with an endless knot on it, which is Buddhist symbol, and then Yaldabaoth, which is a snake with a lion on its head, which is the Gnostic god, like the uncaring god, which is a kind of a splinter of Christianity, and it's mixing a lot of kind of like really like old historical ideas with new kind of crazy ones, which is really like I guess what we're all about conceptually anyway.
Yeah, cool. And Hex is taken from your soon-to-be-released debut album, Spit in the Eye. So is it a good sonic representation of what to expect?
Yeah, I would say so. I think it's look, I mean, it's definitely, there's a lot of different stuff happening on it, but I think in a lot of ways, Hex, it sort of combines like a lot of the things we're all about, sort of like punk energy and sort of elements of heaviness, but also with these sort of modern digital kind of techniques that kind of evoke the idea of the future and the internet world that we're in. But then also these sort of references and these sort of lyrical ideas towards sort of, these ancient stories and things happening in the minds of humanity. And that's basically what Spit in the Eye is all about. It's all consciousness, man. And it's, whether it's ancient or modern, like it's all about just being on the journey and, exploring the depths of one's own just experience.
So get a bit of history on the band, guys. Like Pyramid Mission formed in early 2021. After all three of you guys started having the same recurring dream, like that's a spin out in itself, man. Like, tell us about that.
Do you want me to handle this one, Gio?
Yeah, go for it.
All right. So basically, yeah, this was 2021. That was the lockdown haze. That was when we were time skipping and everything was getting really weird. And obviously Gio just talked about having a crazy trippy dream about like, which is the foundation of this song. But we're all like into psychologists like Carl Jung, and then obviously all the kind of stuff that we talked about before, and we've been chatting a lot, and then we just started having this idea of like we were talking about to explain it simply, the idea of like the internet becoming a god, in the sense of it becoming a reflection of our collective consciousness, and then something that is kind of like other to humanity, something like more than that as well. And then we all just kind of started having these, not like literally the same, but like metaphorically, like these same dreams of, the Deus Machina, which is the god within the machine. And that was pretty bananas. And then that kind of, it was just like another one of our kind of litany of influences that kind of drew us together. And then our shared love of I don't know, so many different genres of music, from everything like death grips to At the Drive-In, and also just generally being weirdos, all just kind of smooshed together into this like smorgasbord of I guess, you know, hex and then spit in the eye and everything in between.
So to put it simply, like your sound basically mixes sample heavy beats with anthemic hooks, but there's a lot more than that going on, guys. So explain your sound to us and where it came from.
Oh man, you know what? I mean, I guess it's kind of like I was saying before about the idea of exploration. That's a big part of it, is just like exploring stuff. Like we'll, you know, play around with samples. We'll you know, we'll tinker around with a synth, a guitar line, a lyrical idea, whatever. And we'll just basically just explore it as much as we can and try to find all the different ways that we can sort of express ourselves through the technique. Because I think that's like the thing. It's like musical form gives way to like what's happening within the musician. You know, it's like you learn through actual like what you're physically doing with the music as you make it. It enables you to sort of express what's happening sort of inside yourself. And I guess that's the thing, like, because there's all this sort of, you know, spiritual and philosophical stuff that's sort of happening for us. We can't even separate that from the music itself. Like in a lot of ways, yeah, we're just a bunch of guys on computers tinkering around with samples and putting stuff through guitar amps. I mean, but you know, like at like the lived experience level, man, it's like there's all this kind of cosmic shit that's happening. And we're just rolling with that and putting it all together and just, you know, all the different stuff we love, you know, like I think that's the thing, because we listen to heaps of stuff. We listen to heaps of rock music, electronic, punk, metal. Like we're all just omnivorous and insatiable music lovers. So all that just kind of comes out in the stuff we make, you know?
And I understand that your live shows are also spectacular, guys, like with a lot of visuals to go with the audio.
Oh, thank you.
Run us through that.
Yeah, we sort of like when we perform live, it's like we do like a combination of like just, you know, trying to be the most crazy, energetic band you've ever seen, but also like, all right, we're taking you on a movie. It's like, you know, I don't know, kind of like some crazy, like abstract film. Like imagine, you know, like weird, pixelated psychedelic dream images, you know, think like David Lynch having his way with your mind through an old Game Boy or something. Like we got that happening, and also just the crazy sort of, you know, punk rock experience at the same time. I guess that's our kind of goal is like, look, I mean, we do, despite all the sort of the crazy esoteric out there kind of stuff, if, you know, yeah, there's kind of that element of like, all right, you're on this crazy trip. Maybe you don't understand every element of it, but fundamentally it's all about the energy, man. Like it's all about just sort of like creating this space in the room where people can feel our passion and intensity. And even if they don't understand exactly, you know, what the hell are these guys singing about? Like what's going on? You know, it's like, people live off of energy, and we can feel that. And you know, like that's the thing we want to express, man. That's what we want to put out there in the world.
We want to keep bringing it and just keep on bringing it, you know?
Yeah. Right on, man.
Yeah, right. Have you got any shows coming up where people can check it out for themselves?
Yes, sir. We're playing at the Mosh Pit Bar in Erskineville, and that's the 24th of March on Friday. It's gonna be unreal, if we do say so ourselves.
We are our biggest fans.
Yeah.
You know.
You wouldn't
You
be
love
here
what you
talking
do.
right now if you weren't. Very cool, guys. All right, well, it's been an absolute pleasure to speak with you, mate. You guys are it's pretty much unlike anything I've heard before, but that's in a good way, bro. Like the single Hex is out March 10th, and I really enjoyed it. It's good. I'm look forward to seeing what you guys come out with next.
Thank you
I
so much.
appreciate it, man. It's been great.